Today's video was requested by Nathan Young. If you have any other topics you'd like to learn about, subscribe and let us know in the comments section below. The tiger, also known as Panthera tigris, is among nature's most majestic animals. It's the world's largest feline, and in many cultures, it represents a symbol of strength and courage. With its muscular body, powerful forelimbs, sharp claws, and famous striped coat, the tiger embodies the perfect balance between beauty and danger. The striped pattern on the animal's coat, which is also present on its skin, acts as camouflage, and it varies with each tiger. A tiger's large skull is supported by a thick, powerful neck, while its jaws deliver an impressive bite force. The jaws, the tiger's main killing tool, feature curved canines, which can grow up to 3.5 inches, making them the longest among all felines. The eyes of the tiger have circular pupils with yellow irises and an almost hypnotic quality to them, when combined with the face's unique striped pattern. The tiger is prominent in mythology and folklore, as well as an inspiration in literature, art, and film. Yet through all the fascination surrounding this animal, one infallible fact emerges. The tiger is one of the deadliest apex predators on Earth. Number 5. Man-eater of Bhimashankar. For 2 years in the 1940s, a tiger terrorized the entire area of Bhimashankar, India. One villager who worked as a police constable at the time told the story to author Sureshchandra Warghade. As constable, he was tasked with handling death certificates, filing missing person reports, and aiding hunting parties in their search for the tiger. According to him, the man-eater of Bhimashankar claimed over 100 lives. The beast mainly killed people who slept outside their huts. One hunter, a man called Ismail, confronted the tiger and was almost killed. Afterwards, he called British hunter Kenneth Anderson, who finally put an end to the man-eater's reign of terror. Warghade researched what the retired constable had told him with official documents, which corroborated his story. Number 4. Attacks at Chinese Zoo. At a Chinese zoo that houses 1,300 tigers of different species, a 50-year-old zookeeper was mauled to death by one of the beasts. At the time of the attack, the unnamed man and one of his co-workers were trying to clean the tiger's cage. As soon as his colleague was out of the enclosure, the tiger ran in and attacked the zookeeper. According to the zoo, the man died at the scene. In March 2018, only 2 months prior to the incident, a similar attack took place at a zoo in southeast China. A zookeeper, identified as Mr. Wu, was killed by the tiger he'd raised from it was a cub. Footage of the mauling is available online. There are 9 recognized tiger subspecies, 3 of which are extinct. The Amur, or Siberian, is the largest tiger, and it can measure up to 12 feet and weigh well over 660 pounds. The size of each subspecies varies according to their geographical distribution. All wild tigers live in Asia, from cold areas such as eastern Russia and northeastern China to warmer countries in the south, like India, Bangladesh, Malaysia, or Indonesia. For decades, their population has been on a steady decline due to poaching and loss of territory. Historically, tigers have been hunted for their skins, but also for body parts, which many believe have medicinal properties. Conservation efforts are constantly being made and laws against poaching have been adopted internationally, but trade in tiger products has become a major black market industry. There are less than 4,000 tigers left in the wild. Recent research seems to indicate that there are more captive tigers in the US alone than there are in the wild. Number 3. Attacks in Uttar Pradesh. Horrific images recently emerged from several villages in northern India's Uttar Pradesh region, after some forested areas were included in the massive Dudhwa Tiger Reserve. the lives of people living or working in close proximity to these areas changed dramatically. Many villagers live almost 30 feet from the reserve and don't have enough money to properly defend their households from the tigers. 22 villagers were killed and eaten in less than a year. One image shows a man's leg gnawed to the bone, while another shows what appears to be a headless corpse. There are also images of half-eaten bodies and of faces so severely mauled that it's hard to make out their features. Villagers know that tigers aren't as skilled at climbing as other big cats, so sometimes, due to lack of better options, they climb trees when they spot a tiger. Officials have boasted of nearly doubling the population of the endangered Dudwa tiger species. However, experts insist that better measures need to be taken to limit the contact between tigers and the villagers. 2 million years of evolution have created a combination of strength, agility, and ferociousness that makes the tiger one of the most dominant predators in the animal kingdom. In fact, a tiger's attacks are so deadly, Shaolin monks created a martial art by observing its movements. An estimated 373,000 people were killed by tigers between 1800 and 2009. Tigers have claimed more human lives than any other feline. A stealthy ambush predator, the tiger mainly hunts at night. Its preferred method of killing is using its powerful jaws to clamp down on the throat of its prey, severing the spine. A solitary tiger is known to go after prey that's stronger and outweighs it 3 to 4 times. Such is the example of the muscular gaur, the largest wild cattle species in the world. One wildlife researcher noted how a tiger subdued a gaur by wrestling its neck while its jaws were deeply buried in its throat. Even though a tiger's jaws are certainly deadly, that doesn't mean that the other weapons in its arsenal fall short. A strong swipe of a tiger's paw is enough to kill an adult instantly. They can sprint around 35 miles per hour and jump high enough to attack people riding on elephants, as several cases in India have proven. Additionally, tigers have highly developed senses, which enable it to track and stalk prey, as well as another rare asset. A tiger's roar can reportedly paralyze prey, including humans, through infrasounds. These sounds are lower than 20 hertz and imperceptible to the human ear. Bioacoustician Elizabeth von Muggenthaler stated that when a tiger roars, the sound will rattle and paralyze you, and attributes this to a combination between the loudness of the roar and the very low frequencies emitted. Number 2. Champawat tiger. This female Bengal tiger holds the record for most human fatalities attributed to a single tiger. Known as the Champawat tiger, this beast had 436 recorded kills in Nepal and India between the end of the 19th and the beginning of the 20th century. Despite the staggering death count, it's suspected that there are other kills which went unconfirmed, making it one of, if not the most prolific man-eating animal in history. The first victims can be traced back to a village in western Nepal in the Himalayas. What's highly unusual is that almost all the Champawat tiger's kills occurred during daylight. It eventually got so bad that the Nepalese army had to be called in. They failed to kill the animal, but managed to restrict its territory and eventually pushed it into the Champawat region of India, where it continued its killing spree. When people heard its roar in the distance, they wouldn't leave their homes to go to work. Rumors started spreading that the animal was a demon or some form of punishment from the gods. Famous British hunter Jim Corbett put an end to the myth when he shot the tiger in 1907. In a beat organized with 300 villagers, Corbett tracked the beast by following the blood trail of its latest victim, a 16-year-old girl. After the tiger was shot, it was discovered that human action had actually turned it into a man-eater. On the right side of her mouth, the upper and lower canine teeth were broken as a result of an old gunshot wound. According to Corbett, this had stopped the tiger from pursuing its usual prey, which led it to developing a taste for the softer flesh of humans. Surviving a tiger attack is about making the right choices. This means traveling with a guide, as tigers in the wild have vast territories. If you spot a tiger before it sees you, wait until it passes. Try to get out of its line of sight without making too much noise, as they have excellent hearing. No matter how tempting it might be, never approach a tiger cub, as mothers are known to be fiercely protective. Old tigers, and even those in poor health, should also be given a wide berth. Never antagonize a tiger by shouting or throwing things at it, as you'll most likely trigger an attack. If an attack is inevitable, stand your ground, stand tall, and try to make yourself look bigger. Don't display prey behavior like running, turning your back, or crouching. In fact, many attacks were cases of mistaken identity, where the tigers pounced on humans crouching, mistaking them for prey. Your vertical stance can intimidate a tiger, as humans don't resemble their typical prey. Slowly back away from the tiger and avoid looking directly into its eyes. If it does charge, the chances of survival drop dramatically, but not entirely. Protect yourself and try to block the tiger from biting at your throat. While you're shielding yourself, make a lot of noise and keep fighting back to try to get the tiger to end the attack. If you do survive, the first priority is to stop any bleeding and seek immediate medical attention. Number 1. Attack at Kaziranga National Park. A video which amassed millions of views online shows a tiger attack that took place at India's Kaziranga National Park in 2004. Several park rangers riding elephants were investigating an area outside the park where a couple of tigers had been spotted. To protect the people and livestock from the nearby village, the rangers' objective was to tranquilize the tigers and return them to the wild. Park ranger Ranjan Kumar Das was on one of the elephants, and he's credited with capturing the extraordinary video. In the blink of an eye, a tiger emerged from the tall grass and charged at Das's colleague, who was on the adjacent elephant. The tiger had no regard for the giant beast that the ranger sat upon. It made an incredible leap and mauled his hand and forearm with a single swipe of its paw before disappearing into the grass. Thankfully, Das's colleague reportedly made a full recovery, but park staff were unable to locate the tiger again.